record. And if it's not something that I want to make sure you have, then I'll delete it. But what I'm going to do here now is I'm just going to open my drive and pretend that I'm you. Now, I have 2 different Google accounts open all the time. And I know you have 2 Gmail accounts as well. So make sure you're in the right profile, okay, when you're working on your business. And I think we have it set so that your Google Chrome is going to your business email.
Exactly.
Right. But I have both open. So I can select which account I want to use by clicking this button right here.
Okay.
All right. I have less on this other drive, so I'm going to go back to where I was just a second ago. And the reason is I just wanted you to see that it is possible to use two Gmails at the same time. All right. Now I'm going to click on these 9 dots, and then I'm going to click on now you can drag these guys around. Okay. So we want to put, I have my Gmail in this and my account across the top. That's what I use the most. And my YouTube channel will be right here when I want to upload the video. All right, so now I can click on, and by the way, your YouTube is, where you can put shorts on there and, make little interesting videos and put them out on the internet, whatever. All right, so I click on Drive, the triangle, and it opens up this screen. Now yours is just going to be blank. You won't have any folders in here or anything, but you have to create a folder. And you're going to have, we have Google's, because see, we have all these shared drives. Like I was just on with another lady that, well, actually she's on my drive. Long story short, whereas we're able to share documents through, like, all these belong to different people. Like here's from Rory, this is on his drive, this one's on his drive, and that so forth like that. So all these different people that I'm connected with, and that's where they'll show up shared with me. Okay, so you're going to be at home on your drive, and then you're just going to click this new button right here, and you will click on new folder. Okay. And then we're going to name it 5U. It's 82, right? 82.com. And then, okay, so then you're going to create this folder. And it's going to get mixed in with all these other folders, right? So you can see I've showed other people how to do this. That's why I have all these different numbers on here. But here it is. So you find the folder, which you'll only have the one folder on your screen, and because you're just getting started. Then you're going to create, double click. Now on Google Drive, there's no save button. It just saves automatically. So when I created that new folder, it just put it here. All I had to do was name it and say done. Okay, so I double click it and it opens it up. This is what your screen will most likely look more like this when it's brand new. All right. So your website looks like this. Remember over here, we were going to think about a new brand for your website. So your online community information, I think you said you had an idea of something you wanted to change and use for your site title. I don't remember. Was that you that said that?
Oh.
Okay. Well,
what did I say?
You do want to think of something.
Yeah, most definitely.
That we're going to replace here. And a good idea is whatever you think of, Google it and make sure you're not already competing with a bunch of other
Somebody
people.
else. Got you.
Well, not just one or two people will be okay. And what I'm talking about is this. Okay, so I digress. We'll go back to the backup in just a second. If I go to my website, you'll see my site title is Pope's Corner. That's what I use. All right, so if you go to Google and you type in Pope's Corner, then what happens is, you see, I pop up because I've been using this identity since I started doing this 5 years ago. And so that, you get what I'm driving at? That's why I'm indexed. That doesn't happen immediately, but you want to do that. And so if you can think of a good name that you're not competing with a bunch of people, there's some other guy that's got Pope's Corner Photography and a couple of other things. I don't know, but you can see I ended up right at the top of their list.
Nice.
So, you know, when you get on Google and you're indexed like that, where you're number one, all I really have to do is share my, hey, just go to Pope's Corner and you'll find it. And actually, I do have it so that if you go to popescorner.com, watch what happens. But this is not part of my system. I have what's known as I own this domain name, Pope's Corner, and I owned it before I started here. So
Okay.
I set up what's called a redirect. So when somebody were to, I can say, hey, just go to popescorner.com and they'll end up on my blog. You see what I'm saying? So that's just a little caveat, a sidebar thing there. So long story short is that's why we want to retitle your system, not your online community information. You want to
Okay.
be Benita's wonderful website or one. Keep in mind we don't want to be real salesy. We're offering information. That's why I say on mine information and the best online offers, and his says information. They know what we're doing, but we want to partner with Google because we're going to get that money from them for the Google ads. And if, I mean, just like Rory has Google ads on his site, you don't have them on yours because you haven't qualified. Right now, all you have is a copy of what Rory has. Okay, I digress. So we're going to go back here, and now you're going to create folders inside your folder, your backup folder, for every category on your website. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is affiliate, home post, and contact us. Okay, and I'm going to create this, and I'm going to go ahead and back up your affiliates disclosure page because you don't, and I'll put it here in mine, and I just want to show you how to do it. So what you're going to have is a list. Now we're putting these three in that one folder that I just created, these three.
Okay.
From then forward, we're going to have a folder for each one of these labels: arts and entertainment, beauty and cosmetics, blockchain innovation. And the way you do that is like this. So you go to your drive, you click on new. The first thing it asks you that you get is a new folder. So you would name this one okay, so I'm just doing this so you'll have a sample. But and now you'll see I have it and it alphabetizes them. So AF comes after AF should, I have it backwards. I need to raise this up. Okay, like that. So if you notice, and alphabetizing is very important for Google. They expect everything to be alphabetized. I think I might have mentioned that, but I'm going to mention it again. So your website, all of these will, if you just use these labels for your folders, they'll all be alphabetized on your, and it won't be so big you can't find it anyway, just by scrolling down or something. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how to create an actual backup. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to double click this open, affiliates, home posts, and contact us. Double click that open. Now it's empty, right? So you would see this thing. Now what we need is a new document. Okay, so blank document. Actually, if you just click here, it'll give you a blank document, but you do have the option to do it from templates. And the more you mess with this Google Drive, the more you'll learn, and it's a tool that you can use, well, but you got to, play around with it in order to figure it out. So blank document. Now that just realize, and these icons that they use on the tabs up here will help you to know what like a document icon looks like that. And then the drive icon looks like that. Your website icon looks like that. So if you can't remember, like this is something I was looking at, that's a spreadsheet document. So I don't need that anymore. I can close it. This is the affiliate. This is the tracker. I'm going to set it up for you that I'm using with Celia. And then I'll send you a link to this. And this is on my drive. So whatever when she enters information on this sheet, I see it.
Okay.
Anyway, long story short is right now we have an untitled document. So I'm going to type in affiliate disclosures. Okay, now watch a neat little trick that Google gives you here. When you click on this right here, it'll take the first words that are on your document. So I could have typed it in there, but I don't need to because it's going to put it there.
Automatically put it there.
Yeah,
Okay.
you want to name it so that it should be named what the page is. Is that making sense?
Yes.
Let me go to the affiliates disclosures page on your because I'm going to back it up for you so you have a good video of how to do this. It's not hard. Once you do it once, you'll say, "Oh, this is so simple." But anyway, you don't know what you don't know, and that's what this learning process is all about. So this is our affiliates disclosure. So I'm logged into your site. See, Benita, howdy, Benita.
Okay. Yep.
And then I have this
The edit page.
edit page. So when I
Okay.
click on edit page, we basically need 5 bits of information on our backup. All right. So it's going a little slow because we're on the screen share. Let me click it again and see if it'll go. If it's not spinning, then it didn't go. Here we go. Okay, so edit mode looks different than viewer mode. What we're just looking at is what people see on the internet without the black line and howdy bonita on it. So you're going to get used to going back and forth. So the 5 bits of information we need to recreate and you don't really need to worry about what's there. You want to recreate it as you do your work to save it, so that in case a catastrophic thing did happen, we'd be able to recreate these pages without going through this long process of, especially long in the beginning when you don't really know how to, but it gets easier and faster as you go. So it's a doable process. I did it and other people do it. So, you just have to be, how do you say, persistent. You'll get through it.
Right.
All right. This is your document, affiliates disclosure, and this is where we're going to put the information. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the word title and with a colon after it, because that's really what this is, the title of the page. So I don't have to, the reason I didn't do that is because I wanted to add it here. Otherwise it would put title. And you could do that.
Absolutely.
When you play around with it, you'll see what I mean. So then we need 4 bits of information here, more. So we have the title. So we want the focus, key phrase, colon, and then we're going to want the slug, colon, and then we're going to want the meta description. See, it knows what I want, so all I have to do is hit the end and it should put it there. I'll just keep typing. Colon. And then the next one is going to be, and I always put a space here, content, C-O-N-T-E-N-T. Now, when Rory's doing the backup in the video, he sets up this little formula here and he names like 6 or 10 different blank documents or he puts all this on there so he doesn't have to keep typing it over and over. That's the only reason he does that, but it can be confusing because I've watched that video with new students and said, oh, I see why that's confusing, because that's the only reason he does that. So, he could just create another new document. Like for instance, here, let me just show you real quick. So I'm in your affiliates disclosure, and this is untitled because it has to be refreshed. So watch, when I refresh it, it'll say affiliates disclosure. All right. So, and that's this document right here that's already open it's what it's showing here in the drive. All right. So that's this. So now you can make another one, for instance, a new document and name it home post. Whoops. I'll put home post 1. You have 2 home posts on your website, and then I'll just click this, and this will be home post number 1. It should be number 1. I don't know why it didn't grab the 1. Did I? Oh, I put the exclamation point, not the 1. Okay, home post 1. Now it's not exactly what I want, so I can edit this also, right? So like that. Okay, so then we have home post, and then tie this formula that we have on this blank already over here. So we do like this. And that's what he's doing in the video. He's just setting up more than one page at a time. All right, so I just do Control A and that'll select that. I'll paste over it, Control V, and then I'll change this from affiliate disclosures to home post number 1. So now this page is set up, and now I have 2 documents that are both set up for backups. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how to back up this, because this one doesn't really get any major modifications on it. Okay, so this is a temp. When you see this, you just click that, and see that's because it was the wrong size. And then we can, this is an image, by the way, and I'll click save. Now it's saved without that error on there. And I click the image, and then I can resize it by just dragging these. I have to click the image and make these, drag these down. All right, so I'll make it more like the size that it should be, which is something like that. All right, and then we have to save it. Whenever you make changes, you want to make sure you save it. Okay, so this link right here, where's this going? 1f16.com, performance blogging, this very 1f16.com. So we don't want to do that. Any and all purchases remain external website for our clients, our partners. When a reader clicks on an affiliate link located on this very, so it basically should be your website here. So the way you edit a link is this pencil. Click that. So if you find errors when you're going through these pages, then make sure you fix them. So we want to change this right here to 5U52, right? Yeah, I have it over here. 5U. Oh, it's 82.
82.
5U82.
Okay.
And then all you have to do is make sure you click on save.
Save.
And then you have to save it again. So links work a little differently. You have to do them that way. So our awesome PBS, let's see where this goes. 1f16.com. Again, we need to change the link on this or fix it. So 5, I need to turn the lights on, 82.com. And, I mean, you could, oh, this is not right. Ours is an S. So this is really old information. We want S in here. S, that stands for secure. Okay, so you need that. And then you're going to click save. Now you got to fix this one right here. I didn't notice that. HTTPS, it stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. Okay, now we got to do, you can click this link right here and or the save, either one, but you still got to click save when you change something over here. But the links, you click, you save it twice on anything that's a link, you save it twice. All right, so I'm going to click on this one, the image, and this symbol right here is for a link. Let's make sure we have the right thing in here. See, now this one's got the right thing on it. It's 5u82.com/PBS. You have a slug, that's called the slug, and I'm getting ready to explain this to you in just a second. So you don't need to edit this, but if you want to see if it's going to open in a new tab. Now on these other 2 links, it didn't really, it opened in a new tab. When we're going from our website to another website, we want to open it in a new tab. When we're going from one of our pages, in this case affiliate disclosures, to another one of our pages, we really, the convention is, and Google checks on this kind of stuff because they don't want to see somebody end up with 10 open tabs all on one website. Does that make sense? So, but we don't want to lose our reader, and they know that. So when they click on a link, an affiliate link, or go outside our website, it opens in a new tab, and then if they close that, they'll still be seeing our website. So that's the real idea behind that. All right, so I will fix this because it's really not supposed to open in a new tab. And the way you do that is just uncheck this box. Now I have to save it again. Okay, and this one was the same situation. So I might as well show you this since I'm fixing it for you. You'll understand what I'm doing. And I'll save this. And now I need to save, but let me make sure all the links are done. All right, so there's no more links on this page that need to be fixed. So I just click save. Now this is the way we want it. And when you modify a page you've already done a backup on, just go there and copy over the code, and I'm getting ready to show you how to do that. So the first thing you need is the title. We already have that on this affiliates disclosure document. Then this is the Yoast right here. You have two components to this dashboard where you can modify things. So right now, it's not showing anything except the page because I don't have anything selected. All right, so here you could modify the date right here, February 22nd, 2021. So that's not right. We want to be anything after, let me see, Benita, and we'll come down here and see when your website was 9/19. Okay, so 9/19, anything after September 19th, when you're changing dates, do that. You know what I'm saying? You can put it
Okay.
change. So let me just go ahead and fix this for you. I got to get back to your website. And we'll just change this by changing this to 24. And then we're going to put in February. We want September. And the 22nd is after the 19th. So that'll be perfect. So now I'm going to go ahead and click on save. And that changed it. See, September 22nd, 2024. Oh, I'm sorry. Hello, this is Greg. I don't know what that is, but I'm blocking it. All right. If they call me and don't say hello, then I don't really want to care what they have to say.
That's okay.
I thought it was going to be my wife. So anyway, that's how you can change a date. Now, this symbol right here, and I'm getting ready to go into these two. There's two components to your back office here. You got the Yoast, which keeps us on track for SEO. And here's another thing. When you hover over these icons, they'll basically tell you what they are. Not just here, but anywhere, you know, as you go on doing this stuff. But anyway, so the settings, it goes by whatever's active. Right now, it's talking about the page. So watch here. When I click in this first paragraph, it's going to move this blue line over here under the block. Watch. See that?
Okay, yeah.
And see this menu that popped up? So I used that menu a minute ago to work on that image that had remember it had, so that menu, this menu jumps around based on whatever you're working on. So this little symbol on the left of this menu shows you what it is.
Image.
And if you see, like here's a heading, right? This is a symbol for a heading. And when you hover over it, whoops, somehow got my cursor down there. I don't know how that happened. Oh boy, my computer's acting weird now. Something's going on. Let me go back up. All right. So anyway, this is for a paragraph, and you see it outlines it in blue, that little symbol.
Okay, yep.
And you could transform it if you wanted to make it something different. Like say you had the wrong block. These are called blocks. So other than the title, there's no settings for the title. But let's say over here, you can play around with this to learn how this is. But see, you could change it, and you could make it red text or blue text or purple text by clicking these buttons, you see, or you can clear it back to what it was. Or you could change a background. You know, you could put a purple background, and you could put, if you want to, you know, it's all personal. This stuff is personal, what you want to do. So I mean, you could do something like that if you like that. You know, we don't want to make it too flashy, and I'll tell you why. When we have Google AdSense, they don't want to compete with us. They want the reader's eyes to go to their ads. So we just have little images, and we don't talk about go here and buy this. We talk about the benefits of the different items more than the features, if we can. Sometimes we have to write about features because there's really not a lot more to write about. But anyway, you'll get it as you go through. I just like to point that out in the beginning. So settings here, and like I say, I really advise you to play around with these things so you can understand. So we're done with taking a look at settings. And if I want this to go away, if I just click in some space, it'll go away. Right there, I clicked in the title. All right, so now it's back on page. Okay, so Yoast is the check mark with the 2 green dots. And this is where we have the focus key phrase right here, the top. And if you get a red box because it updated or something, just close that off. It's trying to probably sell you something or like that. But it should look like this when you open it or when you click on it. And you have this whole sidebar here of separate. So basically, this part is for the navigation of your website. All right, I mean of your dashboard. All right, and there's a difference between posts and pages. And that's what right now we're on pages, we're on affiliates disclosures, but there is a difference between posts and pages. So the posts appear on your home page. I can't stress that enough. So this is the focus key phrase. So now I'm just going to click in there and go ahead and copy it all by doing Control A, which means all. Now, if I didn't select this box before I did Control A, let's say I was out here and I did Control A, watch what happens. Well, that's because I clicked in the title. Let's say I was here. Sorry about the dogs, the gardeners out there, and it's making
Okay.
Hey, stop. Okay, so see what I'm saying? It selects everything else. So as long as I'm in here, you can do it the way you're probably used to, just by dragging right here and doing it. Or you can click in here and do Control A and Control C. This is real handy when you're changing links because you can just copy in that little overwrite what's there by selecting. All right, so now I have this on my clipboard. So I go back to my affiliates disclosure. And right here, our focus key phrase is actually the same as our title, which is the same as our slug. But we want that because you want to know that. So I usually put a space there. So when you did go to recreate this, you wouldn't wonder, okay, was my title this? Or it won't be so much on this page because it's the same. But you'll see as you go through this process what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's where you find the focus key phrase right there. Now, when you go down to the bottom of this content area, that's this sidebar or this little scroll bar, come down to the bottom here, you're going to get to this Yoast stuff. All right, and you can see it says slug. So slug is what comes after your .com. And there's never a space in there. We always have a dash. And it's never capitalized. It's always small letters. So now I'm Control A, Control C that. And I'll go back to your affiliates disclosure template here for your backup. And I paste that in there. Okay, now at the bottom of your page is also the meta description, and that's this. The meta description needs to include the focus key phrase, by the way. All right. Hey, that's enough. Quiet. Oh, he must be working in front of the window.
Copy paste.
Makes it a little better. I'll close the door. My wife's not home. Okay, so let's see here. We're gonna do Control A and Control C, and I'm gonna put the affiliates disclosure meta description right here under meta description. Control V, which is a sentence. This is what appears when somebody searches and they end up with your website on the search result. That sentence is what they'll see. Okay, and you're going to figure all this out as you do it, but I'm just showing you how you're going to. So the last bit of information we need is the content. Now, this is a little bit, I want to show you. It's not hard, but it's a little different than what we're doing. So just by the way, SEO, this will turn orange when something goes wrong, and then you'll open this and it'll give you suggestions on how to fix whatever the problem is. So for instance, we need green overall right here. So this we know we don't have any outbound links. Remember I said outbound links? Oh, I see. My wife just came home. Okay. Anyway, outbound links. That's when they open to a different page. So they're just letting you know there's no outbound links, but it's green overall. So we have to have green overall. And this is where you find it. Under Yoast, you have two components to Yoast: readability and SEO. All right. So you just open them and they'll tell them like this is passive voice. And you can just click the eyeball and it'll show you over here in the content, it'll highlight which ones are passive voice. And then you fix these. So when you get to working on your web pages, remember, it doesn't matter to have everything perfect. As long as you're green here, don't worry about it. You'll eventually, when you're writing your pages, there won't be any problems because you'll know what to do. I don't want to really digress into that right now because I might lose you. So that's where I come in handy. Once you start working on your thing and say, hey, my page turned orange and I don't know how to fix it, then I can get on a screen share and say, okay, here's what we have to do to fix it. And
Okay.
so don't spend too long, write it down and then let me, because modifying these words is really what now on the affiliate disclosures, this is legalese. So that's why I'm just backing this up. You haven't changed it, but it's okay because he shows it in the video anyway. And it's a simple process to learn. So now we just come over here under Howdy Bonita. You're going to see these three dots and you click that. And we want to click on Code Editor right here. And this is where the Control A comes in handy. So if I click there and then I do Control A, it selects everything within that box. That's all. Now this is all code. All right. So we're not going to use the code, but we're going to be modifying the website with the visual editor. But we need the code if we wanted to recreate the page easily. So now I hold my control, I type C for copy. And then I come back to my affiliates disclosure page. And I usually put an extra space right here. And then I do Control V. And now I have everything I would need on this document to recreate that page without any big hassle. I got my title, my focus key phrase, my slug, my meta description, and all the content that it takes. All right. And so if you end up changing a page that you've already, I know you have a question. I just want to emphasize, if you end up changing a page that you modify a page that you've already backed up, all you do is you click on that code editor thing again, click in here and copy it all, and then open your backup page as well, of course, and then just start here and select all this so it'll overwrite. Don't worry about trying to figure out what part got modified. You know what I'm saying? You just select all this and just paste over the new code, and then you'll have what you need. Does that make sense? It's really simple actually, but sometimes people make it a little harder than it actually is, I think. So now I do like to show a little trick that I know. It's just this. If you click here and then you hold down the shift and the control at the same time and type up on the top right corner of your keyboard the word end, it'll select it all without dragging.
Oh, okay.
So that's a little handy thing without getting all, you just got to start here where you want to start, control shift end, and it'll select everything on the rest of. That's why you want your code at the end of the information. So that's as simple as it is on a backup. Now this is done. So I can literally close this without click and save. And I'll show you. So here, see this, these are our two documents. If I double click this back open, because I just closed it. And so then here's that document that we just did.
Yep.
And that's really as simple as that. It really is. So you're gonna make folders for each one of your categories. All right. Now, when you come back here, you could click the three dots and go back to Visual Editor here. But the easy way is right here, Exit Code Editor, and that's what I usually click.
Exit code, okay.
And it's right there handy. You don't have to click any three dots. So, just like the keystrokes, they're time saving. The less mouse work I do, the quicker I do it. It's just that simple. So I try and do as much on the keyboard as I can, but you'll figure out what works for you. There's always more than one way to do the exact same thing. So that pretty much covers the affiliate disclosure. So let me do this. I want to stop my video because that's as much information. I don't like to make the video so long. It's too hard to find what you're looking for if you have to refer to it. So I got to get to Zoom and I got to see the Zoom. Oh, I got to see the Zoom toolbar is what I got to do. Here we go. Stop recording.